and grows is nature. Animals big and small. Nature is plants that grow so tall. Nature is beautiful in every way. Wonderful, exciting, and needs our care. So listen, learn, and do your part to keep nature beautiful forever.
A Sunset by Ari Benias. I watch a woman take a photo of a flowering tree with her phone. A future where no one will look at it. Perpetual trembling which wasn't and isn't. I've taken photos of a sunset. In person, wow, beautiful. But the picture can only be as interesting as a word repeated until emptied. I think I believe this. Sunset, the word, holds more than a photo could, since it announces the sun that puts it away. We went to the poppy preserve, where the poppies were few but generous clumps of them grew right outside the fence, like a slightly cruel lesson. I watched her face, just out of reach. The flowers are diminished by the lens. The woman tries and tries to make it right, bending her knees, tilting back. I take a photo of a sunset with flash. I think I have something. To learn from anything, learn nothing from the street light that shines obnoxiously into my bedroom. This is my photo of a tree in bloom, a thought unfolding across somebody's face.
अंगणी बरसला घननीला सावळा हिरव्या ऋतूचा थेंब कोवळा निसर्ग भासे जणू स्वर्गापरी उन्हात नावून येती श्रावणसरी. A poem on plastic. The earth needs you to change your ways month by month and day by day. The changes are easy. Just look and you'll see the differences that can be made by you and by me. Single-use plastic lasts almost forever. It might be cheap, but it's not very clever. It can end up in oceans, rivers and seas. The wind sometimes carries it and it tangles in trees. When people drop it onto the ground, this is not where it stays. It travels around. If people used less, the better place the world would be. The future's in our hands. Cut down and you'll see. ये प्रकृति शायद कुछ कहना चाहती है हमसे. ये हवाओं की सरसराहट, ये पेड़ों पर फुदकते चिड़ियों की चहचहाहट, ये समुंदर की लहरों का शोर, ये बारिश में नाचता सुंदर मोर कुछ कहना चाहती है हमसे.
जय 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 जन्मभूमि, जय 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 भारत भूमि. आकाश गंगयोळुति बन्न भूमि, श्रीकृष्ण जयमृतम भूमि. वेदांगधार विकार पुण्य भूमि, बासुर भूमि, भारत भूमि, बासुर भूमि, भारत भूमि. जय 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 जन्मभूमि, जय 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 भारत भूमि.
Search for a solution to stop pollution. Solutions are there to purify the air. Plant a tree which makes the earth pollution free. For small distances, use a cycle, and for long journey, use CNG vehicles. Pollution results in global warming. Rapidly melting of glaciers is alarming. Save nature if you care for a future. Nature is our mother and there is no other. Mother Earth is so generous, for all facilities she will shower. Nature is the strongest power. Don't destroy it ever, for you will be able to replenish never.
Our earth is special. There is just one. It gives us water, soil and sun. People and animals share the land. Let's all lend a helping hand. You can save water and plant a tree. Make a better home for you and me. Recycle things, don't throw away. Make every day a special day. I Love the Earth by Sharon Mattioli. I love the earth and everything that lives. I love the plants and the beauty each one gives. I love the animals and the fishes at sea, for I am part of Mother Earth and it's a part of me.
And they will say this beast is invincible. They will let glaciers drip and trash be muddled with a supernatural blue until we cannot tell the reek of landfill and the intoxicating scent of seaweed apart. They will try to rip this universal language of unity from our throats until we are left stranded, high and dry, soothing our children with old legends of whales as the tsunami of natural disasters rages on outside. They will make us survive, the very force that brought us together, the very body that washed away our care and our creed. Every color in water is blissful. They will not admit they are intimidated by our collective passion. They will simply let creatures be overfished until sea turtles and bluefin tuna are more fairy tale than non-fiction. Until our children do not know sea foam, only bubble bath. They will let this enchanted forest, open to all, be overrun with more plastic than ivy, until this force that has saved us, forced us to love each other blindly, is more of a force to be saved from. But we will always fight. And no, we may never restore what once was the liquid aurora lights, but we will never let the Savior be anything less than at least a blink of light against this cruel world overwrought with reasons to turn on one another. Even at its demise, the sullen black blue is what mends our wounds and washes the hurt away with its salty laps at our ankles. Even on its deathbed, this gentle planetary is giving us a reason to keep living. It's whispering gently in the tides. Survive this. A dashing current come to save us from our own wreckage. One last time.
The Outside Wondrous World by Pat A. Fleming. The world outside is a wondrous place, filled with many miracles to see. It's a place to hear and smell and feel. It's a place so unfettered and free. From the welcome warmth of the morning sun, as it plays upon your eyes, enticing you from your slumber to awaken and come alive, or the gentle touch of an autumn breeze as it chills and caresses your face, beckoning you to start your day and let go of the night's embrace. The sound of the birds as they twitter and sing, still nestled in the warmth of the trees. Soon they will lift their wings in flight, shooed away by the fluttering leaves. To smell that earthy autumn air as you step outside and breathe. To hear that steady, familiar crunch as you wade through the dried, dead leaves. To look up and get lost in a ceilingless sky, deep blue or an ominous gray. Squinting against the brightest of suns, or getting soaked by a sudden cold rain. To feel beads of sweat on your clammy face in the heat of a blistering day. Then submerge in a river that seeps through your skin, dousing the fire in your veins. To trudge through the deepest blistering snow as the ice stings your rosy red cheeks. To smell all the fireplaces burning as those faint of heart retreat. To see your breath float on the air as your toes and fingers freeze. And witness an icy white blanket of snow just as far as you can see. The snowflakes falling harder now. The earth is in a blur. Your clothes feel damp and heavier. Your speech begins to slur. Yes, the outside is a wondrous place, a world of beauty and brawn. It's independent but so reliable. It's vulnerable and yet so strong. Remember the smell of the summer flowers with bright colors all around? deep green lawns and the aroma of grass, trees plush with leaves abound, the ocean's glistening, thundering waves, the gritty, infinite sands, the forests of trees that reach up to the sky, the mountains that tower over the land. The outside world is an endless place. It shows us how small we can be. It can nurture and comfort our troubled hearts. It can grant us sweet moments of peace. If you take the time to really see, the outside is a glorious place. And how lucky we are that this paradise is only a few steps away.
New but Old by Jennifer Williamson. When the leaves dance and a new wind blows, when the birds sing and a new song is composed, when within the rivers of my soul I begin to hear the approaching sea, I pause and bask in sweet unity. I cannot bear but to see the unshakable connection to everything around me.
Nature is Everywhere by Super Ranger Amanda. Nature is everywhere. Nature is everywhere you go. Everything that lives and grows is nature. Animals big and small. Nature is plants that grow so tall. Nature is beautiful in every way. Wonderful, exciting, and needs our care. So listen, learn, and do your part to keep nature beautiful forever.
यशिष्टाशिनः सन्तः मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः भुञ्जते ते त्वगं पापाः ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात् अन्नात् भवन्ति भूतानि पर्जन्यात् अन्नसम्भवः यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यः यज्ञः कर्मसमुद्भवः।
आसमान में निकले तारे चंदा मामा कितने प्यारे, सबके मन को बहलाते हैं, नई चांदनी चिटकाते हैं। देखो इनकी शान निराली, सूरत कितनी भोली भाली। रोज सवेरे छिप जाते हैं, जैसे इससे शर्माते हैं। आओ चंदा मामा आओ, अपने घर की बात सुनाओ। पोयम चंदा मामा बाय सार्थक भाटिया। Nature quote by Albert Einstein. Look deep into the nature and then you will understand everything better. Nature quote by John Muir. In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks. Quote by Robert Frost. The woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep and miles to go before I sleep. Quote by Gerard de Nerval. Every flower is a soul blossoming in nature.
The giving earth. Planes race through the air while the earth thinks, oh, so not fair. Cars travel along the ground until a planet is a dirt mound. Factories spatter gas as they run and eat away the ozone layer like a bun. Yes, that's true. The ozone layer dies, like cloth eaten by mice. See the future of the industrial guy, he gets his sunburned and listen to him cry. Sometimes I feel we give everyone we know respect, except for those who protect. There is no time when the earth will stop giving. There is no time while we are still living. So you see, it's all because of us. Not just because of the old rusty bus. A Bird Came Down the Walk by Emily Dickinson. A bird came down the walk. He did not know I saw. He bit an angleworm in halves and ate the fellow raw. He then drank a dew from a convenient grass, and then hopped sidewise to the wall to let a beetle pass. He glanced with rapid eyes that hurried all abroad. They looked like frightened beads, I thought. He stirred his velvet head like one in danger, cautious. I offered him a crumb and he unrolled his feathers and rowed him softer home than oars divide the ocean. to silver for a seam, or butterflies off banks of noon leap, plashless as they swim. The Way Through the Woods by Rudyard Kipling. They shut the road through the woods 70 years ago. Weather and rain have undone it again, and now you would never know. There was once a path through the woods before they planted the trees. It is underneath the coppice and heath, and the thin anemones. Only the keeper sees that, where the ring-dove broods and the badgers roll at ease. There was once a road through the woods, yet if you enter the woods of a summer evening late, when the night air cools on the trout-ringed pools where the otter whistles his mate, they fear not men in the woods because they see so few. You will hear the beat of a horse's feet and the swish of a skirt in the dew, steadily cantering through the misty solitudes as though they perfectly knew the old lost road through the woods. But there is no road through the woods. A Minor Bird by Robert Frost. I have wished a bird would fly away and not sing by my house all day. Have clapped my hands at him from the door when it seemed as if I could bear no more. The fault must partly have been in me. The bird was not to blame for his key, and of course there must be something wrong in wanting to silence any song. October by Louise Gluck. Is it winter again? Is it cold again? Didn't Frank just slip on the ice? Didn't he healed? Weren't the spring seeds planted? Didn't the night end? Didn't the melting ice flood the narrow gutters? Wasn't my body rescued? Wasn't it safe? Didn't the scar form invisible above the injury? Terror and cold, didn't they just end? Wasn't the back garden harrowed and planted? I remember how that earth felt, red and dense in stiff rows. Weren't the seeds planted? Didn't vines climb the south wall? I can't hear your voice for the wind's cries, whistling over the bare ground. I no longer care what sound it makes when I was silenced. When did it first seem pointless to describe that sound? What it sounds like, I can't change what it is. Didn't the night end? Wasn't the earth safe when it was planted? Didn't we plant the seeds? Weren't we necessary to the earth? The vines, were they harvested? The Humble Bee by Ralph Waldo Emerson. Burly dozing humble-bee, where thou art, is climb for me. Let them sail for Puerto Rico, far off heats, through seas to seek. I will follow thee alone, thou animated torrid zone, zigzag steerer, desert cheer. Let me chase thy waving vines, keep me nearer, meet thy hearer, singing over shrubs and vines. Insect lover of the sun, joy to thy dominion. Sailor of the atmosphere, swimmer through the waves of air. Voyager of light and noon, Epicurean of June. Wait, I prithee, till I come, within earshot of thy hum. All without is martyrdom when the south wind in May days, with a net of shining haze, silvers the horizon wall, and with softness touching all, tints the human countenance with a color of romance, and infusing subtle heats, turns to sod to violets. Thou in sunny solitudes, rover of the underwoods, the green silence dost displace with thy mellow breezy bass. Hot midsummer's petted crone, sweet to me thy drowsy tune, telling of countless sunny hours, long days and solid banks of flowers, of gulfs of sweetness without bound, in Indian wilderness found, of Syrian peace, immortal leisure, for mischeer and bird-like pleasure. Aught unsavory or unclean hath my insect never seen, but violets and bilberry bells, maple sap and daffodils. Grass with green flag, half-mast high, succory to match the sky, columbine with horn of honey, scented fern and agrimony, clover, catchfly, adder's tongue, and briar roses dwelt among. All beside was unknown waste, all was picture as he passed, wiser far than human seer, yellow-breeched philosopher, seeing only what is fair, sipping only what is sweet. Thou dost mock at fate and care, leave the chaff and take the wheat. When the fierce northwestern blast cools sea and land so far and fast, thou already slumberest deep, woe and want thou canst outsleep. Want and woe which torture us, thy sleep makes ridiculous. Remember by Joy Harjo. Remember the sky that you were born under. Know each of the stars' stories. Remember the moon. Know who she is. Remember the sun's birth at dawn. That is the strongest point of time. Remember sundown and the giving away tonight. Remember your birth, how your mother struggled to give you form and breath. You are evidence of her life and her mother's and hers. Remember your father. He is your life also. Remember the earth whose skin you are, red earth, black earth, yellow earth, white earth, brown earth, we are earth. Remember the plants, trees, animal life, who all have their tribes, their families, their histories too. Talk to them, listen to them, they are alive poems. Remember the wind, remember her voice. She knows the origin of this universe. Remember you are all people and all people are you. Remember you are this universe and this universe is you. Remember all is in motion, is growing, is you. Remember language comes from this. Remember the dance language is that life is. Remember.
By my side, stars may twinkle every night, but oh, do they ever chirp like the sparrows do as they teeter on a branch by my window? Have they ever whispered in your ear like the breeze that tosses around my charcoal hair? The stars radiate upon the night sky, yet, as much as they blow me away, they are not more than orbs of light I can admire from afar. But oh, Earth, she is my second mother, the one who has raised me in her two hands, the mother that coalesces us as humanity, without an ounce of resentment, though we drill greedily into her life source, purchase and barter over her lands, exploit all her other children as if they were our own possessions, turn once glistening seas to murky gray waters with floating bits of plastic and shards of glass. Though we have set off this irreversible chain reaction, tearing apart the biodiversity that lies at the roots of our mother's creation, the least I can do for her portal, leading to endless compassion, is to wake up tomorrow with gratitude. So I may continue to crane my neck upwards and become captivated by the sky. Every time I go outside though, Mother, I promise you that I will look ahead. Ahead at the streaks of hope, a light at the edges of dusk's horizon. Hope to heal the many wounds and aches, shattered dreams and lasting bruises we have left you with. Mother, this will be an ode to you, that every time I want to reach for the stars, I will remember that you are the one that will never leave my side on the journey to get them.